everybody, and welcome to tonight's performance. Thank you so much for everyone for coming. It's like a huge crowd, so sorry we're starting pretty late. I'm the student director, I'm Olivia, and before we get started with the show, I do have a couple things that I need to tell y'all. So first, please no flash photography, as that can kind of disturb the actors up there. If you do want to take a picture, you're totally welcome to. Just make sure that flash is off. Next, bathrooms are to your right down that hall. You are totally allowed to use the bathrooms whenever you want. If the door is closed when you're trying to get back in though, please do not knock loudly, as that can be super disturbing to the whole theater. Instead, one of our wonderful ushers will help you back in. Next, if you need your ticket validated, Mr. Watts will be here at the end of the show to autograph that and validate it. There will be a use of a fake gun, and that is indicated by an orange tip, so everybody knows that it is fake. In the unlikely case of an emergency, our exits are to the sides of the theater, and they are highlighted in green. Please file out of the theater safely if there's like an earthquake or something, and then from there we will make sure and make the announcement if it's okay to move on with the play or not. Thank you so much to our wonderful sponsors, Studio Blue, for helping us make these wonderful sets. There will be an intermission in Act 1 and after Act 2, or in between them. And there will be concessions over there with some food and water and new Granada merch. Also, due to unfortunate circumstances, we will be having an understudy for Colonel Luster tonight. And that's pretty much all. So, without further ado, thank you so much, and cue the musical.
Gentlemen, Body. Mr. Body is my name. Welcome to my home, Body Manor. Of tonight's event, I am the planner. This fun and folly known as a game. Here, inside the box, a deck of cards, a pair of dice to toss. The premise of the game is simple. Kill me. With one weapon in one room. You won't rest easily till I rest permanently. The immense joy of my doom. Find 6 rooms inside, a place to hide, a place to play a game. Murder is its name, you choose the cards, you play it hard, but only one can win. Murder is a bill of fare, now you'll see motive everywhere, so let the game begin. 6 weapons pass from hand to hand with passion. 6 suspects from square one are on the run. Let's meet them now and hear the tales they fashion. Be cautious, from here it's all or none for murder one.
I am Miss Peacock, well-known, well-traveled, well-preserved. I'm the Rose of the Peacock family and chairperson of the board of Peacock Enterprises, a position I acquired with the death of my first husband, Anthony. My second husband, Vincenzo, gave me my authentic Renoir. Neville, my third, a villa in Capri. My fourth, a 10-carat diamond ring. My fifth, I've forgotten him completely. He left me nothing. I'm happy to say I'm newlywed again. Mr. Body just became my 6th. I have wealth, I have power, I have the Kardashians' plastic surgeon. If I'm the one they choose to be the killer, but darling, this means you're my six to die.
Then promise me you'll make sure it's a thriller.
I will, but I'll need someone to be my alibi.
I am Professor Plum, B.A., M.A., Ph.D. That's me. I'm an author by trade, an intellect by birth, and an American by choice. You see, I was born in London, raised in New York, attended Oxford, and years later became part of the British think tank in the States. It was Washington I met Mr. Body. He was a lobbyist for the oil industry. He asked me to ghostwrite a book for him about government involvement in the oil industry for a handsome fee. Indeed, I agreed. As Somerset Maugham said, money is like a sixth sense. You can't make use of the other five without it. To mastermind a crime is quite fulfilling. To execute was never my strong suit. The mastermind will always get top billing. The corpses, a nameless body plainly dressed to boot.
Till the deed is done, I'm game for everyone.
Murder is the bill of fare, now you'll see motive everywhere.
Only one can win.
I'm Miss Scarlet, an actress. Well, a singer. No, more like a performer, you know, I do it all. Or at least that's what my men friends tell me. No one knows this, but I first met Mr. Body when I was performing in Vegas. I opened for a dog juggling act. It showed every Tuesday at 3 a.m. at Billy's Lone Star Bar, Grill, Casino, and Car Wash. Mr. Body was in Vegas on business, saw my show, loved it, and asked for an encore in his hotel room. And you know me, I love an audience. Last time we played the game, I had to shoot you. The trigger jammed, I nearly missed my cue.
Colonel Mustard here. I brushed ramparts, breached barricades, and pillaged parapets with one single strategy: to woo the one who would walk wistfully with me in matrimony. It was not denial, not disruption, not delay, but dedication that gave me the gall, the gumption, the guts to charm the lady, then to pursue my fiancé with the fanciest of favors. But she snubbed my sentiments, assailed my affections, blasphemy, heresy, tyranny. The lady allied with Mr. Body. But I will stand my ground, defend my honor, firm as a rock, and win back Mrs. Peacock. In the campaign to liberate the heart, stay steadfast, denounce the dastardly deeds of the detractor, and never surrender. Do you recall the last time that I killed you? I beat you silly with a candlestick. But I recall you struck me with a lead pipe.
Yes, that's right. Tonight, perhaps I'll try my new rope trick.
My name is Miss Watt. I hate the Miss Pop, but that's what Mr. Body calls me, whom I've lives with. I'm his housekeeper. Well, technically I'm his cook and his housekeeper, but he don't pay me enough to say both. So I just say I'm his housekeeper. That doesn't mean to say I lives with him, because I live in a tiny, tiny room in the basement where I sleep on a thin mattress that ain't fit for prisoners to sleep on. Oh, and the food. I get scraps. Gristly stuff that the dogs won't eat. And I work 7 long days. 7 long, hard days with no rest for me weary muscles, me weary bones, me weary feet, hands, eyes, nose, hair. Ah! I need a drink. In mysteries, they blame the maid or butler.
But we don't have a butler here to blame.
And if the coppers come a-hunting for me, I'm ready. A jailhouse full of blokes for me to tame.
Green's the name. Money's my game. I'm a sultan of the stock market, a king of commodities, an entrepreneur. I own a chain of beauty salons called Teasing Your Blues Away. I own the world's most popular discount air carrier, Pennies in Heaven. And together with Mr. Body, I'm part of a joint venture that specializes in the restoration of ancient monuments called Colossal Nips and Tucks. Our recent project is the Great Pyramids. We plan on covering them with a vinyl siding to protect them from the elements. What an idea. Sandstone-colored vinyl siding that blends in with the surrounding stones, so you won't even know it's there. I'm a genius.
Substance passed from hand to hand with passion.
Now it's all or
Success
nothing.
runs for one
And we play to
You
win.
wear us now and wear the tails with passion.
Intrepid.
Conniving.
Contriving,
Seductive. Elusive.
now you play our little game of murder. You try your best to play the game to win. No matter if you land on top or bottom, you played it, and now it's time to play the game again. The game has now begun. 6 suspects on the run. From here it's all or none for murder one.
Tonight, we won't save the world from ruin. We won't get a Nobel Prize. We won't win lottery jackpots. We will encounter some crackpots, loony antics and clues to scrutinize.
Crackpots. How'd you like that? He called us crackpots.
Take a look around. You don't find sane people living in a two-dimensional world of yellow blocks and paint-by-number rooms.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight you will determine the conclusion of the game. The suspect, the weapon, and the room are essential. You will do this by selecting cards from 3 decks and placing them in this envelope marked confidential. There are 6 options in each of the 3 categories. 666. Very interesting. There are 216 potential finales, but on only one is our game resting. Here we go again.
The slap of the cards.
The crash of the die.
The sticky fingers grasping me.
The strong fingers grasping me.
You always do the strong.
It's like the
thing.
board
Always.
game.
Why is it always board game? Excuse me?
The first deck has cards representing each of the murder suspects. Mrs. Peacock, Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard, Professor Plum, and Mrs. White. Before the show began, we recruited 3 volunteers, each to select 1 card. I ask them now to take the stage. I ask with the humblest regard. Watson, we find ourselves in an interesting place. The ending has been chosen before we begin. What, then, is the objective from a player's perspective? To solve the mystery and ultimately win? Your goal is to figure out what's in the envelope, the whodunit, with what weapon, in what room. You'll arrive at this conclusion by deducing the solution from clues I will give you once we resume. There are 2 rounds of clues that will assist you. Before my death, round 1, and after, round 2. Participation in the game is purely by choice. If you play, use the playing form you received. Document the information I reveal with each clue, then eliminate items with no value perceived. Thus, you'll find where, how, and who. We'll be anxious to see at the end of the game if your answers and ours are one and the same. Now we start our journey to arrive at this end. To all suspicious doing, diligently attend. Round 1 begins in the kitchen with shrieks of woe from a disgruntled worker, less friend than foe.
Make the roast lean and tender, he said. Make sure the salad's gently tossed, he said. Well, I've got a good mind to burn his toast and rip his salad apart. A good mind to...
Mrs. White, what are you doing?
Trimming the fat.
You missed some.
Ah,
Mrs. White, what's this?
where'd you get that?
In your chamber. It's sheet music. What are you doing with sheet music to Beethoven's 5th Symphony?
I thought I'd add me culture to me life.
Just make sure dinner preparations are completed according to my specifications.
I think it's time you and me talk, Mr. Body, about me position.
You are my chief domestic, Mrs. White. There is nothing else to discuss.
Me wages. I haven't gotten a raise and...
Are you forgetting that I paid the bail required by the court to free your stepson, Nigel?
And I'm so ever grateful, sir.
Nigel would still be behind bars awaiting his trial for grand larceny if it weren't for my generous offering.
And so ever generous, sir. But these hours are sure taking its toll. Me body feels like I had a marathon night down with the books at the Royal Navy.
Mrs. White!
Yeah, you're right. A night with the sailors would have put a smile on me face.
Mrs. White, I want dinner ready in 1 hour. You are to notify all of my guests when dinner is served, and after serving it, you are to report to your chamber until I summon you. Is that understood?
Aye, aye, sir.
I knew she'd see things my way.
He's a knot in me knitting on, he is. What I need is a new position, a new employer. Unfortunately, at my age, there ain't many offers. Your life is a bowl of cherries with all of the pieces fit. But when you're struggling to survive, life is a bowl of pits. I'm everybody's doormat to wipe their feet upon. Mr. Body rules me life, he runs me from dusk till dawn. His carrots and his beans must be Nouvelle cuisine. I ain't no galloping gourmet. And for a parting shot, the pot roast went to pot. He'll take it from me, take home pay. Me life ain't a bowl of cherries, none of the pieces fit. I'm always scrambling to survive. Life is a bowl of pits. But destiny served me leftovers instead of an elegant meal. It could have been lobsters and champagne. I mean coats and an automobile. But I married beneath me station the butcher who soon knocked me up. And we had a son. Our son was a bomb. It cost me the best of me life. As Mr. Body Servant, I'm very much alive. He sure ain't much to sing about, but good work is hard to find. Now he won't even notice when everything runs well. He'll treat me like I'm someone when it freezes up in hell. He's got no gratitude, he's got me all unglued. I'll fear, I'll stab instead of slice. I'll hack instead of slice. I'll bludgeon the beef stew. The main course worth the wait. Me master on a plate. Chop this, trim the fat. Carve this to nothing flat. Mince this, toss that. But life is a bowl of cherries with all of the pieces fit. I'm scheming and I'm dreaming that someday I'll arrive. I'm always planning to survive, and what I say is true. Life on the whole, life is a bowl of pits.
Clue number 1. Flailing the gleaming blade with might in the kitchen with the knife was Mrs. White. 2 of these you should ignore. This is advice that will help you for sure. Next, in the billiard room, business goes awry when wheeling and dealing can't conceal a lie.
Ball corner pocket, 6 ball side. Ugh.
Mr. Green, you're playing billiards with a lead pipe.
You ever run into one of these in a dark hallway?
But of course.
You in for a game?
No, thank you. I'm already involved in a game. Do you have the Egyptian deposit for colossal nips and tucks?
Not yet, but the government loved our proposal and have given solid verbal commitment. That check will get cut soon, real soon.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. I spoke with them just yesterday. It should get sent in as soon as
You're lying. I spoke to Yusuf Abdul Rockbeck just yesterday. The check was already delivered to you, and a little research shows that your bank account is now $500,000 fatter than 2 days ago.
My great aunt in Peoria died. A little thank you for being such a model nephew.
Mr. Green.
Really, she was confined to a wheelchair, and she had this removable glass eye. I would take her around, and she'd play marbles with it.
Mr. Green, I want the correct amount deposited in the Nits and Tucks account immediately.
Hey, bud.
Failure to do so will result in legal action brought against you.
If you think you're looking at a cheater, clean the wax out of your nose.
Clue number 2. Exhibited in that telling scene, billiard room, lead pipe, and Mr. Green. None of these items are worth remembering when you begin your conjecturing. Next, in the ballroom, a reunion takes place. Here, there's a dubious past to embrace. strange place to find you in a ballroom alone.
Colonel Mustard.
How did you know?
Calluses. So, you guessed for the weekend?
No, just for the evening. A stopover on my way to a very important affair.
Oh yeah, off to an engagement for Grey Poupon or French's Golden.
My dear, you are still the same feisty woman I used to adore.
Oh, you and me, that was husbands ago.
Remember when we were passionate friends?
True allies.
Oh, let's play like we did that first night in Monaco. Let's play my favorite.
Not custom last stands. He never stands very long.
No, storming of Normandy.
Ah yes, send in the troops.
10 hut. Europe, 1939. Hitler unleashes his wrath. Left foot, Czechoslovakia.
Right foot, Poland.
Left hand, Denmark.
Left hand, Norway.
Right foot, Holland.
Right hand, Belgium.
Right foot, France. D-Day, brigades.
The rest, artillery, explodes, victory! Colonel, what is it?
Ah, my back is stuck.
What?
Ah, my plastic vertebrae are jammed.
Plastic vertebrae?
War wound.
Well, what should I do?
Take my hand, stand on my toes, and push.
I can't get you up.
You certainly can. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah!
Now what?
One good yank. One good yank, and I'll straighten up. Pull.
For what?
My back.
Right.
Pull my back, and my shoulders are straight.
Of course, okay. Here goes.
Ah!
Colonel, what's that?
A revolver.
I know that. Why is it on your person?
Gotta be prepared. Enemies are everywhere.
Oh, Colonel, I am no enemy. Oh, you tease.
Colonel Mustard! I want you off the premises immediately. Need I remind you that your wife should have been my wife? In becoming Mrs. Peacock 6, she becomes very rich. And if I become Miss Peacock 7, she becomes even richer.
Richer?
I recently inherited my father, General Gray's, fortune.
We could forget about our little agreement, could we? Later, in the billiards room, double Dutch jump room.
I want you out! I love my job.
I'm off to the lounge for a cocktail, and then to the conservatory for a moment alone with the plants.
Clue number 3. Mustard, revolver, an interesting pair. He is not the suspect, you should declare. Revolver, ballroom, weapon, and space. One of these will help strengthen your case. Now, in the lounge, more motive is forming, in tandem with some sly brainstorming.
Dash of gin, and a big splash of beer to mix it all together.
That's some cocktail.
Want one?
How about something a little less complicated? Like wine.
Like water, none bottled, and the tap water is always shut off.
I know Mr. Body always has a nice bottle of wine lying around. I wouldn't call that a bottle of wine.
Home repairs, obviously.
Ah, here it is. Vine de
Vin de
Pies.
Pailles. It's French country wine.
Hey, you're good. Where'd you pick up the French, Scarletta?
How did you know my name?
Last time I saw you, you were belting out Sinatra tunes in Vegas.
I don't know you.
You won the Miss Nuclear Waste pageant.
Everyone knows that.
Because I paid off the judges.
Squeegee?
Squeegee sang Looney in the flesh.
Bop, boop, ski, what?
I can't believe it. Look at you. What happened to the long hair, the stomach, the 10 pounds of gold around your neck?
Well, if you want to succeed in business, you need a certain look, a certain sound. Now I'm Mr. Green, jack of all shades. How about you?
I'm a refined lady now, Miss Scarlet.
Baby, a leopard doesn't change its D's, D's, and Do's.
You don't know, Squeegee. I've changed. I hated that way of life.
As I recall, you didn't have it too bad. Nice car, nice apartment, nice company.
Yeah, things were good until you left. Why'd you split?
Well, it's hard to stick around when your two business partners, one who's your girl, hitch up and leave you in the dust.
I didn't know what Mr. Body was up to. Really, he only put the make on me to get access to our accounts, and then he drained them, leaving me and our business penniless.
So why are you here?
Why are you here?
To right or wrong?
His wrong.
His wrong. You with me?
You, me, how?
It was very selfish when he executed his intention.
Making us the object of his dangerous invention.
But we lost nonetheless, perhaps he must address a little retribution. Every execution are the strategies that count a lot.
Acting with efficiency will guarantee we don't get caught.
But we lost nonetheless, perhaps he must address a little retribution. Everyday devices have enterprising uses when they're in the right hands, but for the wrong reasons. Delightfully delicious, these dangerous abuses when they're in the right hands, but for the wrong reasons.
If we were to really do it, any household item would be good enough to fight him.
Just as long as I'm with you, any grisly gadget would most definitely do. Whip him,
Yeah, with an egg beater.
or maybe you could whack him.
For sure, with a weed eater.
Let's string him up,
I've got it, with a telephone cord.
We could flatten him with an ironing board. Everyday devices have enterprising uses when they're in the right hands, but for the wrong reasons. Delightfully delicious, these dangerous abuses when they're in the right hands, but for the wrong reasons. If we were to really do it, any household item would be good enough to fight him. Just as long as I'm with you, any grisly gadget would most definitely do.
Strangulate, obliterate, we liquidate the opposition. Evaluate, exterminate, we orchestrate retaliation. But we lost nonetheless, perhaps we must address a little retribution.
We could perforate it.
Yeah, with a silver ice pick.
We could crack him.
On the head!
With a hockey stick.
We could roll it.
We could stuff him.
In a tool bench!
We could thrash him with a monkey wrench. Everyday devices, very enterprising uses when they're in the hands of anyone who knows how best to use them. If we were to really do it, any household item would be good enough to fight him. Everyday devices have enterprising uses when they're in the right hands, but for the wrong reasons. Delightfully delicious, these dangerous abuses when they're in the right hands, but for the wrong reasons. If we were to really do it, any household item would be good enough to fight him. Just as long as I'm with you, any grisly gadget with you would most definitely do.
bracelet. Are these things you should target? One of these items you will need to solve the dastardly deed. Now in the study, a fuss is made between one under stress and one underpaid.
Right over left, left over right, right under left through the loop, left over right through the loop, and tighten. There, a perfect Achaean knot. Now if I pull here, I have a noose, a brilliant noose.
Hey, that's me clothesline. You've cut it into bits.
Not to worry, I shall replace it.
Bet you sweet bottom you shall.
You will.
I will what?
You will replace it?
I ain't replacing it. You're the one who bloody ruined it.
It's not you shall, it's you will.
I will not. You're the one who made a mess of it.
Proper English, you will replace it.
Go ahead. Try to confuse me so I forget all about it. You highfalutin types are all the same. You're a sly one, you know?
Not as sly as your boss.
You talking about Mr. B?
The ace swindler himself.
You got some dirt on him, ain't ya?
Dirt is a substance that lies on the face of the earth. And in your case, under your fingernails.
Blimey!
Yes, I have some information.
Oh, do tell.
I don't know if I can trust you, Miss White.
Tell me or you'll be sorry. You will.
Very good, Miss White. First person singular and plural, you shall. Second and third person singular and plural, use will.
You sound like a bloody school teacher. Tell!
As a businessman, Mr. Body intentionally acted to drive down the stock prices of certain oil companies, making them bankrupt. He then bought back the companies at a disturbingly low price and sold them years later for an extensive profit.
What's wrong with that? It's the American way.
What's wrong is that the corporate beneficiaries of educational institutions lose funding. They suffer. They suffer badly.
What's the matter to you?
I lost out.
You in business?
Business! Yes. One of the companies he unfairly purchased and drove into bankruptcy was my family's business in Springfield, Massachusetts.
What was the name of the company?
PTA.
PTA?
PTA. Oh, PTAO. Plum Transatlantic Oil.
Oil! In Massachusetts.
Yes?
Well, seems we got something in common.
Your family was in oil.
Uh-huh. My dad owned a fish and chips shop down in East End.
Oh, yes.
Say, after what he's done to you, why are you helping him out with this book?
The dignity lost to Green I shall gain by proximity to the perpetrator. He'll pay me with more than the author's advance he owes.
Oh, you're so poetic. I do love a bloke like you. Manly on the outside, soft and squishy on the inside. You know, I get off work right after dinner. What's to say you and me go on a midnight stroll and get to know each other a little better?
Mrs. White, I think I know. All there is to know.
Yeah, so wear my personality on me sleeve.
Actually, all over your apron.
I just came by to tell you that dinner will be ready shortly.
Yes, dinner.
Clue number 5. Plum in the study with the rope. Do any of these offer you hope? None of these in the answer exist, but there may be an unexpected twist. The conservatory we visit now. Here there's a saga of vow after vow. My dear, it is imperative that we conclude our conversation from earlier.
I don't like your tone.
I don't like your reckless escapades.
I've an insatiable spirit.
Well, let me inform you, my dear, that I will not tolerate such displays of frivolous abandon.
Let me inform you, my dear, that you may not have to. Some women wed for life. At times I disparage my history of marriage has been matrimonial strife. A woman in my prime. I married old money, sold, it's not funny. Forget about passion, how very old fashioned. My first one then dropped dead. On the night we wed, once a widow. Oh, they blamed me. Yes, they named me as a scheming spouse. But the judge, he set me free. My defense was insanity. The judge and I then wed. The gossip distressed me, but they couldn't arrest me the night my poor judgy dropped dead. The third one was a shrink, a real lady killer. His death was a thriller. I get sentimental, it's ruled accidental. The inquest was routine. It placed me at the scene. Twice a widow, they defamed me. Thrice a widow, they allowed me more. So I married the attorney of the shrink on to number 4. My lawyer was a charm, but he squandered my assets and left me some bad debts. Then suddenly he bought the farm. My fifth one made no sense. The romance was fleeting, then I caught him cheating. You can ask any jury, I scorned woman's fury is ground for self-defense. My fifth is enough. Past tense. When they throw rice, I should think twice. I'm a woman with 5 men on ice, 5 times widowed. Why did they blame me? It's the price that I pay, 'cause I've had more than one wedding day, and when 5 passed away, they cried foul play.
Clue number 6. Peacock, candlestick, conservatory. Are any of these a part of the story? None of these items you will need to solve the dastardly deed. Now we waltz, so my guests will know I have no qualm with my potential foe. Murder is fated, not by chance, and is set in motion with the dance. ladies and gentlemen, I trust you all enjoyed dinner and that you are pleasantly satiated. I have invited all of you, including Mrs. White, to join me in an after-dinner cordial because you are a collection of varied personalities, each with a single objective. My demise. Yes, revenge, diversion, pleasure, pain, whatever the motivation, each of you wants me dead.
Dead.
Don't look so sad. I live to be killed. Only the correct combination of suspect, room, and weapon will result in the successful murder of me. You know the ends you must individually achieve. I now offer a toast to your success. Raise your glasses. May the best murderer win. To success.
Success.
Restless spirits roam all throughout the night. They search through every room. Which one's right? Which one will be my resting place tonight? What's the matter? The piano suddenly sounds terrible.
A key is broken.
Well, it sounded fine up until now.
I was playing around it.
Well, continue playing around it. Walk to a door, dare to step through. Truth lies inside, well hidden from view.
Not every room will fit the bill. One's marked for death, it's time to kill. Corridors and halls, oh winding thither stair. A secret passageway leads somewhere. Each room so rare, a true work of art, with trapdoors in the floors and bookshelves that part. Corridors and halls, a mansion full of doom. One of us must choose, one corpse, one room. Dining room chairs move in the night. Light switches off, left shining bright. Where will we go? Fear everywhere. Don't look behind. Someone is there. Corridors and halls, all winding hidden stair. A secret passageway leads somewhere. Each room so rare, a true work of art, with trapdoors in the floors and bookshelves that part. Corridors and halls, a mansion full of doom. One of us must choose, one corpse, one room.
The billiard room.
Where all the portraits stare.
And the walls.
All have ears.
It could curl your hair when the deed is complete this night. See the past come to life, what a sight! The library doors open by themselves. Pull out a book and you move the shelves. All bedroom floors creak to a beat, with no one walking across and no one's feet. Corridors and halls, a mansion full of doom. One of us must choose, only one can lose. One corpse, one room.
You shouldn't have dumped me. You shouldn't have been so rude.
You shouldn't have cheated me.
You should have married my love.
You shouldn't have swindled my family.
You should have been so cheap.
pipe, knife, revolver, rope, wrench, candlestick, pipe, knife, revolver, rope.
Now the heat is on to find the killer. For murder one, it's all or none. We play the game to win.
And now I am dead. My predicted fatality is in the line of duty, so please, no sympathy. Let's move ahead. Round 1 has ended. 2 will now begin. In this round, there will be 3 clues to ponder and to muse to advance you to a win. From what you've witnessed, it's hard to surmise the who, where, and how surrounding my demise. So, to make your theorizing more effective, I offer you an expert, a bona fide detective.
I'm a hard-nosed detective who's hard-pressed to find the hard truth. I'm tough on crime, tough to talk to, and tough as nails. I turn over stones, turn over suspects, and turn over when I sleep. My direct questions get direct answers. For me, yes means yes, no means no, and maybe means you're under the influence of an illegal substance. Peter may have picked a peck of pickled peppers, and Sally may have sold seashells by the seashore, but everywhere Mary went, this lamb won't be going. Is that clear?
Miss, there's been a murder.
I know.
You know? What do you mean you know?
I searched the premises. Mr. Body's body is missing, and you all have horrendous expressions of guilt on your faces.
Excuse me, but my plastic surgeon fixed that.
Why are you here? None of us called a detective.
I'm supposed to be here.
You're not in the instructions.
Who reads instructions?
I bet you're a lost token from Sorry.
Or
better yet, she's discarded from life.
You better leave.
This is not life.
Sorry.
Wrench, candlestick, pipe.
Knife, revolver, rope. Wrench, candlestick, pipe. Knife, revolver, rope.
That's better. Now, who here knew Mr. Body? Everybody okay? Who here wanted a dead Mr. Body? Nobody. Well, we will see.
We shall.
We shall what?
Forget it.
I want you to know here and now that I am not guilty. Murder is much too vulgar.
Like your social life, I'm sure.
Colonel Mustard here. I like how you charge in and take control. Together, we'll find the killer.
Retreat, Colonel. Well, it surely wasn't I. I get my jollies from crossword puzzles, not cold corpses.
That's not what I hear. Don't look at me, detective. I hate murder.
Because you can't spell it.
Okay, nobody asked. Like, why did no one ask? I mean, this is why no woman likes
That's
it.
enough!
Now that I look at you chumps in your wardrobe by Crayola, I'm convinced more than ever that one of you is a killer.
Babe, if you think you're looking at a killer, clean the wax out of your nose.
Let's stick to the subject of murder, shall we?
Very good.
What?
Forget it.
Now I'm in charge. One of you little piggies is gonna go wee all the way to the big house. I'm gonna hug and I'm gonna puff and I'm gonna make sure one of you gets life. Behind bars? In the box. Now my investigation formally begins. You are all suspects.
She's a master of detection and determined to deliver.
If we play our cards wrong, we're really up the river.
She is hard-boiled, commandeered,
attractive.
And disarming.
But the sight of prison stripes, it ain't so charming.
She'll try to catch us in a lie.
Her accusations won't hold blue.
If we don't hang together now, together we will hang on cue. She's ambitious,
Unrelenting.
Out to solve this deadly thriller.
But she can't even find a corpse, much less the killer.
premeditate our every move, eliminate the slightest clue. Chasing her tail from room to room, a simple strategy will see us through. Suspects and villains, no corpse yet it's killing. Theories and laying blame, with no clues we can't lose. It's a dark, deadly game. It's just a guessing game. Dinner, invite us. Dessert, then invite us. Prison's a bill of fare. If we scare, so beware. Alibis must compare.
I did,
He wasn't, she wouldn't, we couldn't. There's nothing that she can prove if she hasn't got a clue.
Could she have found out?
Does she know about?
Has she learned about?
Would she have discovered?
did she stumble on?
Can't you be aware?
Suspects and villains, no corpse yet it's chillin'. There's plenty of theories, there's plenty to blame. With no clues we can't lose, it's a dark, deadly game.
Could she?
Does she?
Has she?
Would she?
Did she?
Can't she?
Dinner invite us, the dinner invite us. Service after dinner invite us. Prison's the bill of fare. If we scare, so beware. Alibis must compare.
I did,
He wasn't, she wouldn't, we couldn't. There's nothing that she can prove, and she hasn't got a clue.
The investigation now underway. I present to you the first clue of round number 2. Focus on where the deed was executed, when to calm my vigor was transmuted. The room which housed the deliberate act had velvet draped and rival attacked. The suspects now learn that the detective is quite effective and far more clever than any of them ever thought she could be.
So, you think I haven't got a clue? I've got a lot more. This itsy bitsy spider crawled up more than the water spout. I searched the entire mansion, and I found these 6 interesting items which I believe could easily have been used to commit the heinous crime I'm faced with solving. I found a revolver in the ballroom, a wrench in the kitchen, a coil of rope in the lounge, a candlestick in the billiard room, a knife in the conservatory, and a lead pipe in the study. With my highly advanced laptop crime detection system, I was able to ascertain that all of your fingerprints appear on all of these items, and that the prints are made between noon and the precise moment of Mr. Body's death, midnight.
Don't go any further. I maintain my innocence, therefore a little bit of my own free will, that I did indeed handle 3 of those weapons, but not for the grisly crime of murder. Before dinner, I instructed Miss White on how to tie knots with the rope in the study. After dinner at 9:12, I found the revolver on the ballroom floor and picked it up to inspect its caliber, merely out of curiosity. At 9:20, I used the knife in the kitchen to cut the rot out of an apple I was eating.
Those weapons weren't found in those rooms.
I was responsible for moving 2 of them. At 9:14, before I retired to my chamber, I saw Professor Plum with the revolver, and since it belonged to Colonel Mustard, I got suspicious. So I waited till the professor left the kitchen. Then, at 9:22, moved it to a place where anyone with questionable motive could not find it, the conservatory, behind a lovely frame. Then, at 9:30, I took the knife out of the kitchen and used it in the lounge to cut a twist for my martini.
You handled no others?
Well, I did get the wrench from the lounge for the big burly handyman who needed it in the kitchen to work a pipe, a lead pipe.
At what time?
When you're with a big burly handyman, you don't take notice of the time. It didn't stay in the kitchen though, the wrench that is. At 9:44, I saw Miss White retrieve it.
I needed to get the cap of me new bottle of spirits when I hid it behind some German book about outdoor recreation.
The name of the book?
My camp. In the study, I found the rope and at 9:50 took it to the lounge so I could fish me spirits like a proper lady.
I got the rope in the lounge at 9:58.
Mrs. Peacock promised we would play double Dutch jump rope in the billiard room, and you can't jump rope without a rope.
You certainly can't.
In the billiard room, I found the lead pipe, and having worked up an appetite, took it to the kitchen to crack open a can of rations.
I found the wrench in the study and at 10:30 took it to the handyman in the ballroom who needed it to fix a radiator.
That handyman is quite popular, huh, ladies?
At 10:40, I took the knife to the handyman in the lounge to cut his bologna sandwich.
More popular than I thought. Is that it?
No, I then retrieved the candlestick for some night reading in the study. 10:50.
And I took it to the conservatory for some atmosphere. 10:55.
I took it to the billiard room to experiment playing pool. 11.
I took it to the ballroom to catch the view from the balcony. 11:05.
I to the kitchen for a late night snack. 11:10.
And I to the lounge for a drink with the handyman.
I then took the revolver out of the conservatory. 11:20.
I then hid it in the billiard room. 22.
I carried it to the ballroom. 24.
I took it to the kitchen. 26.
I to the study. 28.
I to the lounge. 30.
The rope to the billiard room.
The conservatory.
The study.
The ballroom.
The lounge.
Wrench.
Kitchen.
Billiard room.
Study.
Ballroom.
The lounge.
Knife.
To the billiard room.
The ballroom.
The lounge.
The pipe.
To the study.
The kitchen.
The lounge.
Rope.
Conservatory.
To the study.
The lounge.
Wrench.
To the study.
The lounge.
Candlestick.
Lounge.
Revolver.
Lounge. Lounge.
Knife.
Lounge. Lounge. Lounge.
Candlestick.
Lounge.
Pipe.
Lounge.
Knife, revolver, rope, wrench, candlestick, pipe. Knife, revolver, rope, wrench, candlestick, pipe. Knife, revolver, rope. Everyday devices have enterprising uses when they're in the right hands, but for the wrong reasons. Delightfully delicious, these dangerous abuses when they're in the right hands, the right, in the right hands, the right, in the right, in the right hands. Wrench, pipe, knife and rope, everyone's a clue, and any grisly gadgets
You people act like you're out of a board game.
would most definitely do. Midnight!
Well, I've got something else. This note. It's made from magazine cutouts and it reads, "It's my turn." I'm convinced more than ever that one of you is guilty of murder, and I'm going to find that person. I'll be interrogating all of you shortly.
She's so moody.
Serious.
Charged.
Rude. Tacky.
Attractive.
Information is essential. I I present to you the second clue of round number 2. Focus on how the deed was completed, how I, with glory, was fatally defeated. The weapon responsible for killing me can turn a crime most brilliantly. Now to the library. Here the detective conducts her interrogation. The suspect's distressed with each accusation. She is alert, bold, cunning, and curt. They desperately jockey for vindication.
Professor Plum! Tell me, could a savvy person such as yourself commit the crime of murder simply because his family's oil business was betrayed?
Could I? Yes. Did I?
I read your book on corruption in the CIA. Rather enjoyed it. You know, you're a lot different than in the photo on the book jacket.
Well, photos can never capture exact likeness.
Very different. I read somewhere that you are now in Vienna working on a book about...
Let me give you some advice, my sharp detective. Sophisticated criminal acts are best deduced with patience, astute reasoning, and cocktails for two. What do you say you join me for a drink?
I have a murder to solve.
Come on, let two masterminds spin stimulating conversation.
Stimulation is not in my job description.
Do as the minds of ages past would. Imbibe with me, converse with me, fertilize my cerebral garden. As Somerset Maugham said, the mind is most free when the body is satiated with pleasure.
As Emerson said, the eye of prudence may never shut.
The awful thing about most people is their caution. Thomas Wolfe.
He has not desire for that of which he feels no want. Euripides.
The only way to get rid of temptation is to yield to it. Oscar Wilde.
Let one be on guard against those who flatter and mislead. Aristotle.
Be not simply good. Be good for something. Thoreau. Oh.
Oh.
Criminal propensities and calculated risks.
Motive, opportunity, poison, and plot twist.
Made for primetime thrillers, crimes of passion, alibis.
Were consumed by blood and guts.
But in the newsroom murder flies. It's normal curiosity to thrill at the notion of engaging in foul play.
But in civilized society, we stifle that emotion in fear of Judgment Day.
Tell the truth, you're seduced by my theory. Your career fills a need deep within. Mischief fills the minds of modern killers. You're bewitched by the deadly scent of sin.
I enjoy amassing modus operandi. I'm entranced by exploring brutal acts. Yes, a criminal's confession's captivating, but not compared to dissecting maniacs. Criminal propensities and calculated risks, motive, opportunity, poison, and plot twists. Made for primetime thrillers, crimes of passion, alibis. Were consumed by blood and guts, but in the newsroom murder flies.
Well, don't be too moral.
You may cheat yourself out of much life. Aristotle, if he have not virtue,
And he is the most savage of all animals.
yes.
Tell the truth, you're seduced by my theory. Your career fills the need deep within.
Mischief fills the minds of more than killers. We're bewitched by the deadly scent of sin. The design of this game is not merely to entertain, it's coming in for the kill. That excites me. We're seduced by the challenge, then reduced to the chase. On the heels of our pursuit to prosecute,
To execute
an open and shut case.
No more questions. Colonel Mustard. You're a man of the world.
On a sandwich.
With the ladies. Senorita Azul in Argentina, Frau Blau in Bavaria.
Mrs. Peacock.
Here, at Body Manor. Fighting for the ladies and coupling with cold cuts seem to be areas of expertise for you, Colonel. What about murder?
Whether Mr. Body is alive or dead, Mrs. Peacock knows a valuable alliance.
Like ham and cheese. You lured her away with the fortune you inherited from your father.
General Gray.
Then you committed murder so that you and she could enjoy a bedeviled banquet. It was your turn.
Detective, love is like a sandwich. Passion lies between two slices of opportunity. All these medals on my chest made the soldier you see. I know you must be impressed. I've seen how you look at me. Trade you all this glory. If you change your story, vindicate me, exonerate me. Allies in the battle is war.
Mr. Green. You're a conniver, you're a chauvinist, you're a snake.
No, I'm a Democrat.
You've been a business partner of Mr. Body's on several ventures. With the one in Vegas, he swindled you out of a bundle.
Hey, that's just the way the cookie bounces.
With Colossal Nips and Tucks, it was your turn. You were duping him out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. He found out, threatened you, you killed him.
Hey, look, that money was mine. I know because I never count my chickens before I put them in front of the horse. And babe, if you think you're looking at a killer, clean the wax out of your nose. Cheats and thieves, blue-collar crime, that's just nickel and dime. Check my collar, green's my name, nothing but the big time. I've been round the block twice, ain't afraid to toss dice. Take my money, come on honey, bribing and conniving my way.
Here we go, ladies. You first. Miss Scarlett. So, your real name is Scarletta Vermicelli.
And I'll have mine al dente. Ah.
Please. You hooked up with Mr. Body in Vegas. He then used you to extort funds out of a business he, and Mr. Green had. Then he dumped you.
Oh, the bum proposed marriage and everything.
Did such betrayal spur revenge?
Yes, I got my revenge in Vegas, where I caught Mr. Body at the airport, dragged him back to
And
town.
tortured him?
Yes, I made him sit through Carrot Top's act at the MGM. And applaud. Applaud.
Mrs. White, what are you hiding?
Whatever it is, it's well hidden.
If Mr. Body's death was caused by a blow to the head, the killer would have to have been tall. How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
With heels?
With anyone.
Mrs. Peacock. 5 husbands, 5 questionable deaths. 6. Fortune's now yours. According to the fine print your lawyer added to Mr. Body's will, upon his passing, you inherit his entire estate. Again, it was your turn.
Oh, detective, with a lawyer who makes more an hour than you a week, it's always my turn.
Silver bullets with your name if you cut us a deal. Diamond handcuffs play our game. Promise we'll never squeal. We should stick together, females in foul weather. Please don't sell us down the river, growing up without an oar. Take our rings and if you like them, we'll get more. Pretty things, we'll get whatever you adore. On the make till the end,
malicious.
Two-faced till the end. All is fair in love and war. Murder settles the score. Each of us could walk stark free. We could offer you more. We should stick together, comrades in foul weather. Please don't sell us down the river, growing up without an oar. Beat the rap, if we can cheat 'em, we can beat 'em. Take our cash, we'll maybe squeal or cut a deal. On the make to the end, foul weather friend. Never know who's round the bend. Is it our foul weather friend? He's suspicious, she's malicious. Two-faced till the end. Stick together in foul weather, my foul weather friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the final clue of round number 2. The game continues, not yet complete. Deducing the answer, no easy feat. The suspect you should scrutinize has awkward moves and busy eyes.
Well. Rub-a-dub-dub, 6 suspects in a tub full of hot water. Your secrets are out in the open. I could pin this murder rap on any one of you if I wanted to, but only one of you did it. Was it Mrs. White in the ballroom with the candlestick? Or Mrs. Peacock in the billiard room with the knife? Or Professor Plum in the conservatory with the revolver? Or Miss Scarlet in the study with the rope? Or Mr. Green? Or Colonel Mustard?
Cremates are full of envy.
Scarlet shows a jealous streak. Their colors are their motive.
We're two killers, cheek to cheek. Your assumptions are insane.
And we're clear as yellow snow.
Plum's the one that's tall enough to strike the fatal blow.
For a buck, you lost your luck.
For your son, you packed a gun.
For lost love, you'll go to jail.
Yo, here's $5 towards your bail.
It's all my fault you're in this mess. I crave the chance to die. The joy of immortality on corpus electi.
You both conspired to kill him, your two lovers with the scheme. Illicit assignations, you're the perfect murder team.
Don't blame me, she's an angel, well.
Don't bring me, you fit the bill.
You'll hang high when I testify.
God, it's neither gonna fry.
A corpse leads to a killer.
The killer hangs himself.
They stray from the commandment, love thy neighbor as thyself.
It's all your fault you're in this mess, but soon you'll pay your dues. Excuse me, Mr. Green, could those be Bruno Magli shoes? By design, it's checkout time.
My demise, the perfect crime.
Toss the dice, the final roll.
Roll with no hope for parole.
It's all your fault, we're in this mess, we're sorry that you came. So next time play Parcheesi, please just find another game. Now make your accusations and be sure the clues all fit. But if there is a shred of doubt, you know you must acquit. Deliberate, don't speculate. Implicate, eliminate. Lay the blame, but not on me. Cast your vote and set me free.
Complete your form. The time is now. You must select who, where, and how.
Deliberate, don't speculate. Implicate, eliminate. Cast your vote and set me free. Play the game, but don't blame me.
I mean, hey. Exactly. Why is it man? No, what do you know about? You said I don't even know his wife. What do you know? Oh, who? The detective? She doesn't even like you. Oh my god.
Oh, you should go and interrogate. Oh no, you saw one woman give you the slightest of attention. You are so take the hit. She the bullying me.
You know my shoes? Yeah, they sold these. $400 each. Sold separately. Left shoe, right?
I'm getting crazy. Why should?
You only talk about this.
So concerned about my love life.
Because you're learning it. It's right. Just everyone wants to go to Bruno Mag. This is why detective doesn't like you.
Have you noticed that she's constantly trying to book all of us and like, she's just trying to book
Hickory, dickory, dock. Soon one of you is going to be behind a lock and key and bars with no window and bad food and mean guards.
She's a master of detection and determined to deliver. She's uncovered every clue that we have given her. All the pieces fit together. Now that suspects wonder whether
We're off to a prison pen, birds of a feather.
We're all behind the 8 ball now. She has us cornered like a rat. She claims she knows who, where, and how. Every alibi has fallen flat. We're out of rooms to hide in now. Time's running out to lay the blame. We're out of rooms to hide in now. Time's running out to lay the blame.
It was Mrs. White in the ballroom with the wrench.
Yes, I did it! It was my turn! I killed Mr. Body with the wrench in the ballroom. Because with him dead and me boy Nigel on Dale, I don't have to work me bone to the bone anymore. So the calluses on me calluses won't grow more calluses. Happy Days is here again!
Let's see who in the audience won the game, whose conclusions with ours were one and the same. Please rise in your place with a smile on your face if you guessed the right weapon and name.
Yes, okay.
I'm not going to read out all the names, but good job. to
Stand up if
everyone.
you want.
certainly had the motive to want Mr. Body dead, but she was only the accomplice. The real killer was someone who Mr. Body repeatedly demoted, from prime player of the game to secondary suspect to mere spectator, to the most demeaning of all positions. Oh.
Piano player. Mr. Barney would not acknowledge that I could play the game as well as the others, and that I had a real talent for murder. And so I had to show him. Yes. In the ballroom with the wrench, and Mrs. White was my accomplice. She supplied me with the weapon and made sure there were no witnesses. But I must say, how do you think?
There were three crucial bits of evidence. One, linked to the accomplice, the sheet music. One supplied the motive of revenge. The note made from magazine cutouts. And the clue that told me it was you and only you. The broken piano.
Hey! Hey! Where are you going?
This game is too complex and dangerous. I'm off to play another one. No maladjusted psychopaths. No intricate motives. No murder. Only railroads and hotels.
Monopoly? Oh my god. Oh my god.
You know, her idea is a good one. I wouldn't mind getting out of here, spending some time in Malibu. Maybe I'll give old Leo DiCaprio a call, see if his offer's still good.
I would like to find myself in a more erudite setting, a Tony Kushner play, a John Fowles novel, where I'd be in a complex plot with them. Characters of actual depth.
I could see myself out of this tired old mansion and in something significant and deep too. Like a Disney film.
All rise through the ranks. All become a global leader. I'll see a new world order. I'll see a brighter tomorrow. Ugh. And I'll see a chiropractor.
A trip to me homeland, the Queen Mary 2. 6 days across the Atlantic with hunky stewards tending to be every need. And I mean every need.
I think I'll take a Caribbean trip to the Greek islands.
Wrench, candlestick, pipe.
Knife, revolver, rope. Wrench, candlestick, pipe. Knife, revolver, rope.
You see, some things must remain the same. Our game has been played. It is over, this merry escapade, until once more we lift the cover and sift through clues to discover the mystery source from whence they came.
Each time you play our little game of murder, you try your best and play the game to win. No matter if you land on top or bottom, you played it and turn around and play the game again. Yes! So now the game is done. 6 suspects on the run. It's always all or none for murder one.